Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I'm gonna just make sure that the sound works really quickly. Obviously I'm not home. I'm actually in Argentina right now, so let me check the sound. And hopefully it's clear. Sounds like it is. And thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Okay. All right. I needed to do that real quick to just make sure you guys can hear me. But how are you guys doing? It's very, very exciting that I could actually do a live stream from my dad's house in Argentina. So that's really good news. And it means that I can keep up with the broadcasts that are going to be coming up. So we have obviously the weekly that I usually do on Mondays. And then we have the, we're going to have a new moon in Libra that we're moving into towards next week. And I'll be able to go live and do the broadcast for that. I don't know if I'll be able to do the music, but I'm going to try. I'm going to definitely try, but we'll definitely be able to go live and at least do an Akashic reading. I don't have the whole like sound system that I normally have. So I can see that the video is kind of freezing a little bit, but if the sound is okay and you guys can still hear me, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to check it real quick though. The music, but I'm going to try. I'm going to definitely try, but we'll definitely be able to. Yeah, it sounds like the sound is okay, and it's just the video that's a little bit, you know, glitchy. That's fine. We'll do with that. We'll have to do with that. Anyways, before I dive into the astrology of the week, hello Bernadine, welcome in. Hello Linda, good to see you here. Hello Tina and Kate. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, I love to do this, so it's so cool that I'm able to. Sound is good, says Bernadine. Okay, good. Yeah, video is glitchy, sound is good. We're gonna go with it. So I've been having an awesome time. It is weird, like energetically my mind's not in the space of working, but I know that there's a lot going on in terms of the astrology. Like right now for me, it's 8 p.m. So I'm 1 hour further ahead than Eastern time now, when usually I'm in Pacific time zone, which is 4 p.m. right now. And that's why I'm like, this was the earliest I could, the latest I could do it on my time zone, because I normally do 6 p.m. Pacific on Mondays when I do this broadcast, but that is going to be 10 p.m. for me. So I'm like, okay, that's too late. So what's the latest I could go? I'm like 8 p.m. is the latest. So 8 p.m. for me. Where are you guys tuning in from, the world? I'd love to know now that I'm like not even in the United States. And if you're new, let us know in the chats. Before we dive into the astrology of this week, we're going to cover October 13th through Sunday the 19th, and I'll give you the major aspects that are going on for the week. I also did bring my tarot cards, so I am going to do a reading for that. I don't have the animal cards, but that's okay. We'll do with what we got. But before I dive in, I do want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community, and for supporting the channel. And it's been very crazy. It's been just, it's continuing, right? This energy is like continuing. I definitely feel more out of it than not, for sure, but that's because I'm not home. You know, I'm traveling. My schedule is way off. I'm in a different time zone. And next week I will be going to Peru with Robert Grant, and that's going to be amazing. So Kate is tuning in from New York, Bernadine's tuning in from the West Coast, Lisa's tuning in for Las Vegas. There you go, we're all over. Okay, so let me do a screen share so I can start just sharing with you the charts. So you should be able to see this on the screen, and this will make it just easy so you guys have a visual. And yeah, let me just do a little quick. I think it's updating, but I'm not quite sure. I know you guys can see it. I just want to, yeah, I think it is. Okay. Details. I literally, to be able to do this, we got Tina coming in from Denver. To be able to do this, I had to update the software on my computer. I also had to update the OBS system that I use. I had to re-download it. My computer was like, there's too many things on your computer. This used to be my main computer, my laptop, and then I kind of upgraded to my other Apple computer, but it was like, you don't have enough space to do the downloads. So I was like, oh my God. So I had to do the Daisy disk, go through the computer, do the scan, and then finally clear space up so that I could do all the uploads or the upgrades and the downloads, and then finally be able to actually do this, and it works. So I'm really, let's not jinx it. So diving into the astrology, what do we have going on this week? So today is October 13th. And the coolest thing, I mean, you can see right now, Venus literally is at 0 degrees of Libra, which means that she just entered into the sign of Libra. And so this is going to be going on for a little while. Now, the good thing is that Venus in Libra is actually in dignity. She rules this sign. So Venus in Libra is about finding balance, finding harmony. It focuses a lot on relationships. It focuses a lot on bringing that harmony into relationships. It brings our attention to the places in our lives where there maybe isn't balance and harmony, and where we should, look into those places and try to bring that into that space. Because Venus is strong, and because she's in dignity here, she also wants to focus on the things that are beautiful and the things that are, not like, romantic, but just, she's the goddess of love and beauty. So she wants us to focus on that. Now, this is Libra season, so that means that now Venus is in her ruling sign, in her ruling season. So whenever we have the sun in a specific sign, the planet that rules that sign is the one that we look to see, okay, what is that planet doing? Because once you know what that planet is doing, then you can see where's the energy kind of like being channeled through. So now that Venus finally got out of detriment, she's done with dealing with the South Node, and that was also heavy, right? Because the South Node is all about karma. Now she's able to feel more comfortable. And that means we're able to feel more comfortable. We're able to like relax a little bit more. She's home now. She's like in her turf. She's gonna be happy. Now, the interesting thing is that right now that Venus has entered into Libra, we have her making a direct opposition to Neptune, which is at 0 degrees of Aries. And we've been talking quite a bit about Neptune in general, but the fact that Neptune is the planet of, it's like dreams, illusion, the beyond. It takes us to a place of, it's also the divine. It's the archetype of the abyss, the void, So because of that, it can feel like oppositions to Neptune bring in confusion. And I've always described it as that like if you get a planet opposing another planet, it creates, specifically Neptune, it creates a confusion, a fog. And the only way to get through that fog is to wait for the fog to clear in order to know with clarity what decisions to make, what's really going on. And so if you feel foggy today, that's going to be a normal thing. The other thing though, I mean, if you look at it right now, look how so cool right now as we're doing this broadcast. The moon and Jupiter down at the bottom. I want to actually move this over a little bit. I don't know why it's bothering me that it's off to the side. But if you look at on the bottom right, you see the moon and Jupiter are exactly conjunct at 23 degrees of Cancer. And today, and I focus on the stargates in the Starseed membership, but today the moon made a conjunction to the Sirius star. And Sirius is goddess Isis. Sirius is the divine, the high priestess. And all of those things create a very feminine flow. There's a lot of femininity right now in terms of the astrology. So that's actually, intuition is strong right now, and it's being highlighted and heightened during this time. So it's like beauty, right? When you have like focus on like planets like Venus and Jupiter, it's always enhances that like beauty and the feel good vibe and the feel good energy. So I feel like those are all positive things. The other thing that's happening is that Pluto today actually, let me see if it went, it hasn't gone direct yet, but if I go forward a few hours, yeah, there it is. So in a few hours, Pluto is going to go direct. So not quite there yet, but it'll definitely get there. And so that's a positive thing. So planets going from retrograde to direct, the motion stops going, backwards and feeling like we have to retreat or we have to reflect, and the energy starts to, like the train starts to kind of slowly move forward. And with Pluto representing transformation, death, change, and transformation, it calls us to move forward with change and transformation that maybe we've been contemplating for the last, say, 6 months, because Pluto retrogrades last about that long. So that is all today. That's all today. So it's a lot, right? But it's actually positive. I feel like all of those things are really good. Next, we go to tomorrow. And what happens tomorrow is that there's a grand trine that happens in the element of air, and essentially it's Venus makes an exact trine to Pluto, but Uranus is at 0 degrees. So she technically trines Uranus first today, and then she trines Pluto tomorrow, but that is so close in degrees that it's a grand trine in air. And so we think about everything that the air represents. The air represents the mind. The air represents the thinking, the thoughts, the consciousness. Could be like the cosmic mind. And it's everything that has to do with communication and speaking. Those things, hey Maria, those things like being in harmony with each other is actually really beautiful. Is it tomorrow your Saturn return, Bernadine? Wow. So that's beauty. That's like an activation of the mind. I feel like maybe tomorrow is a really good day to like do things that you could use your critical mind and like focus on all of this, right? It's kind of interesting too. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the news, but I know kind of generally what's going on, and I just now clicked that I'm like, that's interesting, because Venus in Libra at home would be diplomacy and peace, which is a little crazy, right? And then this beautiful grand trine would enhance that. So I don't know, kind of fits with what the main story is, There's always things beyond what we see, but it's interesting that's what's going on right now. So yes, I love all of this. So far, it's really good. So far, it's like a really positive week. Okay, so then we're going to jump on over to the 16th, which is Thursday. And so on Thursday, what's cool about that day, and again, I don't really cover the Stargates here in the weekly show, but I do cover them in the Starseed membership more than anywhere else. And on Thursday, the sun is going to be on Arcturus. And Arcturus is, if you think about Arcturus, it is the most, like, the one star family, cosmic family that has been, like, multi-dimensional and brought in quantum leaps in consciousness to Earth, to us. They're the ones that taught us sacred geometry. They're the ones that taught us hermetic alchemy. They're the ones that taught us how the universe works so that we can then embody that ourselves and learn the process of death, change, transformation, birth, life, death, rebirth, expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence. So there's power in the Arcturian starseeds. So when the sun hits a stargate, the reason why it's even more significant is because the sun only hits that stargate once a year. because the sun travels 1 degree a year and it takes it a whole year to come back to that same spot. That's why they're significant. So I would say something like this Thursday would be a bit of a portal, would be an invitation to dive deep into topics like Hermetic alchemy, sacred geometry, to play with the energy of the Arcturians, to connect with the Arcturians, you know, however you want to do that. Maybe you don't do anything at all, it doesn't matter, but it's like this, there's a little like, there's an invitation, and it just makes it fun that energy is like just there, and we can definitely perceive it and feel it. So that's going to be really cool. The other thing that's cool is that on that day, the moon is actually finds itself, passes over the Regulus star, which is the heart of the lion. So you've got Arcturus, the heart of the lion, and there's connections there to Egypt. Then we get to the 17th, which is Friday. And on the 17th, we're going to have the sun making a square to Jupiter, and also making an opposition to Chiron. Why is that significant? Okay, first of all, because when the sun makes any aspect to Jupiter, it's a Sun-Jupiter day. Now, Sun-Jupiter days are actually positive days. Some Jupiter days are days where you can, like, there's an opportunity, you open up the door, and it's like anything that you initiate on this day has the potential to exponentially grow and 100% become what you intend it to, what you intend it to be. So that's why it's like powerful days of manifestation. Now, the moon on that day is going to be with the South Node, which brings up the past, and it brings up emotional karmic releasing. So that might also play a part there. And the fact that the sun is also making an exact opposition to Chiron. It's a T-square, basically. Jupiter is T-squaring the sun-Chiron opposition. And that brings up like healing of wounds. That brings up old wounds. And Jupiter challenges us to heal what shows up for us. And yes, the square will magnify. The square will like will make the challenge a little bit bigger, and it can feel really uncomfortable. But it's a push. It's a push to like go deeper and look at what's showing up for you. And we're talking about Friday here. What shows up for you, and what is it inviting you to heal? What needs to be either released or, you know, integrated, something, some aspect in life calling you to heal. And then we get to the next day, which is the 18th. So now we're on Saturday. We're going to see Mars make a trine to the North Node, and that's when we start to see Mercury and Mars come really close together. They're going to essentially conjunct, but we're going to have Mars trine the North Node, and these are the last few days of Libra season, you guys. Just a few days later, and the sun's going to enter Scorpio, and we're going to be in Scorpio season. So we've got Mars trining North Node. That is really good, because Mars represents action and drive and motivation, and in Scorpio is like extra strong. In Scorpio, it's like there is no doubt that you will accomplish what you want to accomplish. So that's really good. And then the next day, when we get to Sunday, this is when now Mercury makes a trine to the North Node. So it's like Mars trines the North Node. Then the next day, Mercury trines the North Node. And then the next day, we see the conjunction, but that's going into next week. But they're all like trining North Node, meaning aligning our thoughts and our actions towards, you know, the future, towards moving forward. And all those things are very, very important. If there's change, if there's like harmony in the beginning of the week being asked of us, if there's also confusion that we need to wait for the clarity to arrive, if Pluto is direct and now we begin to make real transformation, then there's a grand trine in air with Venus, Uranus, and Pluto then the sun conjuncts the Arcturian stargates. Sun makes a T-square with Jupiter and Chiron. There's like healing. And then Mars, action with the North Node. Focus on what's important. Focus on what matters. And then Mercury, keep your actions and your mind and your thoughts moving in the same direction. And that's what's going to be really important. I mean, it feels like this week definitely feels like there's a buildup. Like there's something building up to something, and it's actually awesome. I feel like it's very, very positive. All right, that is the astrology, and now I'm going to go back to this screen, but I can see that the video is really not doing so good, but you can still hear me okay? Will you guys confirm that you can at least hear me? And it'll be more like a podcast, 'cause watching the video might end up being annoying if you're watching the replay. But I'm gonna shuffle these cards and let's see what the intuitive message is. It's like I'm gonna look into the settings of OBS also, because on my end it looks fine, and maybe on your end it's not blipping, but in case it is, if you guys can hear me, we're doing good. Okay, I'm pulling something up real quick. Looks good and sounds good. Okay, fuck yeah. That's what we're talking about, Willis. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the records and call in sacred space and see what our spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell us, what the message is for us this week. So as I tune in, feel free to close your eyes and connect with your energy. Feel free to pull cards as I am pulling cards. That always makes it really fun. Okay. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inwards towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow, may understanding descend, and may we be blessed with the light of love. My dad has fiber optics, so this technically should be working well, but it also could be that I need to mess with the OBS settings a little bit, just to make sure that it fully works. Yeah, I know, it's really annoying to watch the visual when it's like not working the best, but the sound is great, so that's all that matters. So now the interesting thing is going to be, okay, how do we get through this reading with the cards? So let's pull some cards. What's the first card? We're going to do a 5-card pull. First card is like intuition cards, like where we're at. What is our jumping off point? And we get the 10. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. I don't even have a green screen set up, but the card's doing weird stuff. 10 of Pentacles. This card represents, I'll hold it up for a little while so the video catches it, but this card represents paying attention. This card represents also there's a lot going on. This card represents if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss a lot of things. So I feel like, okay, where we're standing is there's a lot going on. we may not be seeing the magic if we're not paying attention. There's magic everywhere. We're not paying attention, possibly. So it's saying, pay attention. Don't forget how important it is to tune into the subtle. That is our message. Our challenge for the week. Ooh, that card flew out of here. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is emotional intelligence. Queen of Cups is very much the moon in Cancer, like it is right now, making a conjunction to Jupiter, Sirius, goddess Isis. It's feminine flow. It's trusting your intuition. That's the challenge. Trust your intuition and pay attention to your emotions. Almost like this week, we may feel like if we pay attention to our emotions, it will become our authority in some way. But intuition more than anything else. What's the overall theme? Overall theme for the week. So we got pay attention. Challenge is to trust your intuition. Ooh, there it is. Okay, 2 cards came out for the challenge of the week. So I'm just going to go with it. First card we get is the 9 of Wands. Second card we get is the Devil. I think what this means is the challenge of the week, or no, this is the overall theme. Sorry, not the challenge. This is the overall theme. Overall theme is that we may be experiencing like rewounding, and I don't like the way that sounds, but what I'm channeling is that old wounds may come up and make us feel fearful, that we may be dealing with old habits, patterns, and stories that are not serving us, that we need to somehow find a way to move through, not to get stuck in like old mentality, to look at where are you like experiencing this sort of addictive shit that like's not helping you, and how to like let go of that, release that. That's really important. And what else is coming through for this overall theme? I think we've done this before. We've done this before. We know what we're doing. You're not lost. You're not lost. This is not like, oh no. You're like a veteran, okay, of like shadow work and dealing with addictions, and they're coming up. They're coming up. That's why we can feel wounded again. But that's why it's important to like use your experiences for positive improvement and evolution instead of for like the detriment of you, or like pulling yourself back down when you should be lifting yourself up. All right, the next card is wisdom from our spirit guides, angels, and teachers. Ooh, I love this. Well, this is actually the second major arcana that comes through. We get the world. And the world is, there's a completion. Something is completing itself. Hello, Farina. We're reaching some kind of a conclusion, some kind of a completion. Maybe it is the completion of a really intense cycle of healing. That would make sense. Wow. This is actually really cool, you guys. What the fuck? Today we went hiking. Oh my god, I'm gonna post, if you haven't, check out my Instagram. I'm gonna be posting more. I've been taking a lot of videos, but I'm gonna start posting more of them. I posted one of them when we got here, but today we hiked to this beautiful place where there's like a waterfall and like rocks, and oh my god, it's my literally my childhood stomping grounds, and my family owns all this land. It's kind of nuts. But something is reaching a conclusion. Something is like we're closing the circle on something. This is really, really good. Really, really good. And so the last card, because I don't have the spirit animal deck with me. The last card is gonna be, let's say, the outcome. Let's just straight up go outcome. What's the outcome? Oh, whoa. I'm going to go with that first one that fell because there was like way too many that fell with it. Oh, let's not make messes. And I promise I'll check the settings so that next time I go live it won't do that. Here's the outcome, you guys. Ace of Cups. And look how cool this is, because the challenge and the outcome. Dude, if you trust your intuition, love will arrive. You will feel love. You will feel God, the universe, bringing you a cup full of like love and divinity and like flow and magic. Dude, this is amazing, you guys. So to summarize, there's a lot going on. Our job is to pay attention. The challenge is going to be to listen and to trust our intuition. Overall, we're dealing with some heavy stuff, but the cycles are closing. The cycles of pain and addiction and wounding are closing. And remember, we're getting that opposition. We're getting that opposition from the sun to Chiron. This is that. This is that. This is definitely that. But it's closing. The cycle is closing. That's why you have to do the work. And when you do the work, it's like the universe is going to frickin' give you everything. Because I say everything because the most important thing is love. It just gives you love. It offers you love. That's all you could ever ask for, is to be loved and accepted and recognized and in your joy. And abundance. I feel abundance. This makes me feel also that Jupiter, Sun Jupiter day, abundance. That it's abundance in the realm of love and divinity. That's amazing. That is a beautiful reading. I'm so glad that I was able to go live and actually do this. And thank you for those of you that were here. I'm going to close the records now and we'll complete our weekly. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding this sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I love connecting with you guys. It's kind of crazy that I'm doing this from Argentina, but I'm very happy about it. So look out for some more live streams. I'm looking at my calendar right now. And the next time I'm going to be live is, okay, so next week, next Monday, we're going to do the Libra new moon astrology, and the new moon is on the 21st. And then the next day is Scorpio season. So next week, the next time I'm live in a week, it's going to be the astrology of the new moon, and then on the Tuesday 21st, I'm going to go live for the new moon Akashic reading, and if I can play some songs, I will, but again, the sound is not going to be the best, so I may not be worth it to do that with bad sound, but I'll definitely go live and do an Akashic reading. I'm so glad that we can do that. We can do like a silent meditation or something like that. Do that for sure. Okay, very, very, very cool. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have an awesome week. That was one of the most beautiful readings that I feel like we've had in a while. Yeah, I can put some pictures in the global community for sure. I will do that. Thank you for asking me to do that. I forget. I've been so bad about Instagram lately, you guys. Like, oh my God, I don't know where the resistance is coming from, but I feel zero drive to post on Instagram, and I've been doing my best not to be hard on myself about that, but I just have not been wanting or having a desire to post on Instagram at all. But now that I'm traveling, it's like a little bit more natural to like, oh, let's show this that you're seeing and visiting, and so I'll be doing that. And when I come back, you guys, this is my 3rd international trip, okay? I'm about to lose my mind over here. I'm just kidding. But when I come back, I'm going to finally be home for the year. Like, I still can't even believe how crazy it's been, travel. 2 times to Egypt, now in Argentina, and then Peru after this. It's insane. But when I come back, I'm going to get back on track with Instagram and posting some more content on Instagram to just like share. I mean, I'll figure out something. I'm just kind of just talking out loud right now. But yes, I will post some pictures in the global community. Thank you for the reminder. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. That was really, truly a beautiful reading. I am really excited now about this week. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad you guys were here. And I will see you guys next week to talk about the new moon in Libra. So enjoy. Sat Nam, Waheguru, and I'll see you guys next time.